Hey, this is Rick Brandenburg for Turf Bugs and Rock and Roll. And just a few weeks ago, I was out in California speaking to a large group on turfgrass management. And one of the talks I gave was on, using pesticides around a fearful public audience and that sort of thing. And we talked a lot about all the information that you see here through the videos and a lot of the things that I post about how glyphosate's safe, and the EPA just came out in January and said it was, and how all the other pesticides, how thoroughly they're tested, how the industry's regulated, how about all the training that you get, how, all the pesticides and their toxicities and everything in the rules about how we use them. And just laid it all out, and then the challenge of trying to relay that information to the public when they may or may not believe the scientists that produce that information, they may or may not believe the government agencies. But we tried to lay out a very good plan for how you would address that and how you could educate the public and how you could be proactive and how you could even yourself have a social media site where you talk about all the things you do in your business as far as planning and preparing and using pesticides in a very judicious manner and using them only when necessary and basing it on the real science. And everybody kind of shake their head in agreement. But at the end, someone asked a very important question, and it gets to the core of why this issue is so hard. They said, well, you can tell them all about how the EPA said this, the EPA said that, what the scientists say about glyphosate or Roundup and how safe it is and how it doesn't cause non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. But what do you say when they say, well, then why did the two juries in California award hundreds of millions of dollars in that courtroom? If it's all that safe, if everybody agrees, if the scientists agree, if the scientific data back up that glyphosate or Roundup is safe and doesn't cause these problems, why did the court decide that these people were owed lots and lots of money? And that makes it really tough, because you can say, well, they got sympathetic juries, that all the information wasn't permitted in the trial, all these sorts of things you can say, but it's not going to convince people otherwise. So it's still a battle. It's a battle we're going to have to fight. And I think one of the best things we can do is just simply make sure people know how we run our business, how we use products, how much training we get, how we're careful with how we use them. We use them only when necessary. We use them at the appropriate rate and everything else, because it's an ongoing battle and I can't see it ending anytime soon. Anyway, hope that helps. Look forward to talking with you about this and other subjects sometime soon.